It's our monthly look at the state of the livestock market with the team from PGG Wrightson. We're heading to Heartland, Central Otago, Alexandra, where we find John Duffy, Otago Regional Livestock Manager. And John, I bet you this morning you found yourself an inside job, did you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Jamie. Yes, I'm pleased I'm inside. I had to find the merino clothing again yesterday and this morning, but fortunately we finished our spring cattle sale on Tuesday, so I'm looking out my window in the office in Alexandra up at the Old Man Range, and there's certainly a lot of snow there.
Now, you came from Southland up to Central Otago to move to a warmer climate. I'm not quite sure whether you've done that or not, but you're telling me in Alexandra, and this surprises me, that snow hardly ever lies in the town itself.
Yeah, well, I've been here 20 years now, Jamie, and I think I could count on one hand how many times I've actually seen snow lying on the ground in the town. Obviously, the hills surrounding, cop it a fair bit, but quite unusual to have it down in the town, to be honest.
There's a lot of farmers in your neck of the woods who are high country farmers who will be lambing right as we speak. Have you been talking to any of them? How are they getting on?
Yeah, we're just talking to a few of my staff this morning from all over Otago, really, and the high country guys, up around the Marama and around the Lakes District and around here, Alexandra, a lot of them are really just starting to get into the lambing, but the last couple of days it'd be very tough to lambing or calving, for that matter, on the hill country. As
you said, you've just finished the spring cattle sales. How did they go?
Yeah, well, we sold 3,350 cattle at 4 different venues. We started with South Otago at the Balclutha sale yards on the 21st of September and had a yarding of 1,020, which was a good-sized yarding. It would be the best crowd I've seen turn up at the Balclutha sale yards in a long time, to be honest, for a cattle sale. And it was also live-streamed on Bidder, so we had buyers from Southland through to North Canterbury watching online as well, and it was a very, very good sale.
So a lot of interest in beef cattle at the moment, John.
Yeah, well, down there that day talking to buyers, there was quite a few there, especially chasing the 2-year-old cattle. There's very few 2-year-old cattle available, but they were chasing the short-term stuff, and quite a few of them had winter crop left over, so they wanted to utilise the winter crop. And at that stage, we'd actually had a few nice days, and people were anticipating grass growth, Jamie, and were thinking they'd get in and buy some cattle before there was a lot of grass everywhere. Some were thinking forward and some were utilising winter crop, I guess.
Alexandra last weekend hosted the New Zealand Merino Shares. Did you make your way down there?
No, I didn't get to it, but Graham Bell, our wool rep here, who's heavily involved and has been for a long time, I was just talking to him yesterday, and he said it was a great event and very hugely successful, and big crowds turned up with them not having it for the last couple of years, I guess, with any crowd. So, no, it was a big occasion, he said.
Some of those shearers will be pretty keen to get going because she was a bit of a disrupted season heading into or doing the pre-lamb.
Yeah, pre-lamb in the years I've been here would be the most challenging. I wouldn't have envied shearing contractors, but we had an extremely wet July, and in fact I think Clyde recorded the wettest July on record here. So a lot of sheep were hanging around for probably a couple of weeks down around sheds and close by waiting for shearing, and it put a lot of stress on the stock and the farmers, to be honest. And it was tough going, and generally speaking, Jamie, the ewes in Otago were lighter in condition going into the winter anyway, because we had a lot of parts of Otago had a dry autumn, so that added extra stress, I guess.
Okay, John Duffy, out of Alexandra, Otago Regional Livestock Manager for PGG Wrightson. Don't you sit about in the office all afternoon. Get out there amongst it, put the leggings and the parka on and get in and draft some cattle this afternoon. Easy for me to say, sitting on my backside here in Dunedin. Great to chat.
Yeah, thanks, Jane. I just comment the other good cattle sales that we did have. We had one at Palmerston covering East Otago, one at Mount Benja covering Central Otago, and one at Oamaru. And at all those sales, there was good crowds, very good demand for good quality cattle. And I think farmers enjoyed getting out off the farms for a day and catching up with everybody during lambing and calving also.
Good stuff. See you later.
Thanks, Jamie.